Okay, so welcome everyone. This is going to be a webinar on the personal year number. And this topic is very important because each year has a specific frequency or vibration in numerology. And that vibration supports certain type of actions and doesn't support some other types of actions. If we know which actions are supported and if we know the quality of that vibration, we can make better decisions and we can know that we are aligned with the frequency of that year, with the purpose for that year. And usually it works, everything works smoother, and we are just, in general, we are happier when we are following this frequency. So that frequency or that vibration is the personal year number. Today we are going to learn how to calculate your personal year number and how to interpret it. We will also learn to identify significant years in your life and the years that are generally good for starting something new or ending new things. We will talk about personal years that you will have for yourself and for your examples that you have. So let's start. First of all, let's talk about why we need to learn about your personal year number. So I already started to talk about it a little bit. It helps us to make effective decisions. It helps us to understand where we are and where we are going next, where we come from as well. So it's usually important to, or helpful to look at the numbers, the personal year number in this year, and then the year before, the year after. It gives some context. It's a progression. There are cycles in life, like cycles in nature. In the same way we go through cycles like that. So if we know where we are in that cycle, it brings us clarity and we are generally more aware of what's happening. It helps us to fulfill our life purpose. So we can save time, and that's really helpful to be able to save time in this life. So we came here for a specific life purpose, and if we know where we know that we are aligned with that purpose within that cycle. So what I mean when I talk about cycles are these short 9-year cycles. There are longer cycles that are 27 years. These are listed here. So these are approximate lengths of each long cycle. And my course that is upcoming is all about these cycles. And then in that course, we will be able to see exactly when your first formative cycle has ended, and then when your fruition cycle started, and then when is that conclusion cycle. Each of these cycles have their own vibration and their own lessons and rewards as well, that we can use that information to just understand how we are doing what we have planned for this life. So our life is never an accident. We had, when we were making when this life was planned, there is a blueprint. And this is like an energetic or vibrational blueprint for our life that is always there. It's always functioning, whether we know it or we don't know it. It's better if we know it, because if we know that blueprint or understand it, and that means that we can just make full use of it, be aligned with it, be in the flow, and we are always in the right time and in the right place if we are aware of this. So we can grow faster, we can use this time efficiently if we know what it is about, and then we can learn our lessons, so using our time effectively. So that's why we need to know about the personal year numbers. We become more efficient. We don't spend time on something that we actually don't need to spend time on right now. Or as people, as everyone, we form expectations. And if we have expectations about something that we start in the 9th year in that cycle, and we know that this is 9 personal year, and if we start something really new and important, let's say we start new relationship in 9 personal year, that relationship was not intended to last longer than that 1 year. So that relationship is likely not to last. And so that means that we shouldn't expect it to be long-lasting. On the other hand, if we are starting something new that we expect it to be long-term, so if we start a relationship in year 1, so in one personal year, that relationship has more potential to be long-lasting. Well, relationship is another topic, is a separate topic. We can talk about which years are great for starting relationships, if you're interested in that. But we can begin looking at personal year. So personal year number is a vibration of the year. It is the energy of that year for you. It is individual to each person. So every one of you right now have a certain vibration for your year. And that vibration determines the purpose of this year for you. It is always working in support of your life purpose. So it helps to also connect it to your life purpose. But today we are not going to spend time on interpreting life purpose, but we are going to look at personal year numbers. Personal years start on your birthday and they last until the next birthday. So that's also important. You will always feel around your birthday a little shift, or actually a big shift, if that's the completion of the cycle. Year 9 is usually felt really strongly because we are completing something big and starting something new. So it ends on your birthday and begin the next year starts on your birthday. So let's look at how to calculate your number. So you can get your date, and I'm going to walk you through the steps of calculating your personal year. You can get your birthday. So here's an example. Someone was born on November 28, 1988. So what do we need to do? First, we are going to write down the birthday. I'm writing it in this standard format, month first, American format. Europeans would look at it differently, but we will go with month, day, and 1988 for the year. So when you wrote it down, the next step is to write down the year of your last birthday. So for this person, that was in November of 2017, so I wrote 2017. If you had the birthday in 2018, you will write 2018. So we're going to use this information, just your birthday and when was the last birthday, to find the personal year number. Okay, then the next step, we are going to take your month of birth and the day of birth and reduce these numbers by adding up double digits, and to reduce it to a single digit number from 1 to 9. So in this example, we have 11, so we would add 1 plus 1, we will get 2. And then we would also add 2 and 8 together to get 10. 10 is not a single digit number from 1 to 9, so we will keep adding it and we will get a 1 here, 1 plus 0. So right now you can do the same for your month of birth and day of birth. So you will get these two numbers in blue and in green on my screen. And then reduce the year where you had your last birthday to one single digit number. So for 2017, we will have 10, which is also reduced to 1. So when we get these three numbers, reduced month of birth, reduced day of birth, and reduced last birthday year, you are going to add these three numbers together. So this is a personal year number. And again, we are reducing it until we get to a number from 1 to 9. So it has to be a single digit number. So now try to do it for your birthday. While you're doing it, I will show you one more example. Okay. Here is an example. July 8, 1981. We need the month and the day of birth. So 7 and 8. In this case, we don't need to do anything with these two numbers. We just take them because they're already numbers from 1 to 9. And then for the year of last birthday, we have 1 again. And we add 7 plus 8 plus 1, it's 16. So personal year number will be 1 plus 6, which is 7. So for this person right now is in personal year 7. This year started on the last birthday in 2017 in July, and it will add in July. So the vibration, the whole year will be under the vibration of 7 for this person. This is very strong vibration. It's going to be felt. It's going to be felt differently than if it would be a different personal year. Another example. So here is July 21st, and we take 7. We have 2 and 1. Add them together. 2 and 1 adds up to 3. So we have 7 plus 3, and 2017 we know already that this is 1. So 7 plus 3 plus 1, we get to 11. So what are we going to do? We're going to take 1 plus 1 and get a 2. So for this person, it's 2 personal year. So let's see what you got. Let me check what you just wrote. You are, Anastasia just calculated, it's personal year 6. Okay. So Diane, what did you get, Gala? It's date, month, and current year. So date reduced to a single digit. Diane, do you want to say what your personal year is, if you're ready?
It's a 4.
Say it again.
4.
4. Good. 4. So we have 4 for Diane, and we have 6 for Anastasia. And Gala, I'm a 2. 2. So now we are going to look at the years that you got. So just to practice, let's take one more birthday for someone that you know well, and then let's calculate their personal year as well. So we can practice with some more numbers, and you can practice calculating it. And if you have questions on this calculation, let me know. It's very simple, just month of birth, day of birth reduced to a single digit, and the year of the last birthday. It could happen that somebody was born in 2018, so for those people you would have 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 8. That would be 11. We are right now in 11 year, which adds up to 2. So when you're ready, you can type in the number, the personal year number for the person that you have chosen. 9. 9 is the number for the person that you have chosen, Gala. Okay. And Anastasia has 4, so I'm going to write it down. 9. And Diane? 6. Thank you. We have a little bit of connection problem, but I heard that you said 6. Good. So that's great. So actually we have covered all the options. So I'm going to tell you now how to think in general about these years. We go from year 1 to the next year, to year 2. So I have this picture of how a frog is being born from eggs. So 1 is that moment of potential when the life has been seeded. and there is a lot of power and strength there, desire to live. And then 2, it's a period of growth, gestation, basically becoming someone and noticing that there are other people. So 2 is focused on others a lot and on our differences, how I'm different from other people, other frogs. And so then 3, it's a frog that is happy to express itself. So it's all about joy, joyful self-expression, innocent like a child. And then 4 is going to be now, okay, we have tried and determined what our main skill or interest is, and then we are going to perfect the consistency, and we will get some structure to work on developing this talent with some structure and consistency. So 4 is about consistent effort, so that we become what we want to become. So we get to 4, and then 5 is a moment of possibility for new leap in our evolution process. So then 5 is all about change and opportunity for growth, for expansion. So 5 is also very dynamic, similar to 1, but now with all the knowledge of going through these stages. And now 5, we learned how to produce consistent results with structure of 4, and 5 is ready now to expand to a new level. So it's another opportunity for expansion. Then we have 6, 7, 8, and 9 that are more internal numbers than external. We will talk about them later, but this is the beginning of this process. The second part of this process goes up here, and hopefully goes up if the person chooses to develop. Then we have this, it's like half of an 8, basically like a spiral, or we could continue as a spiral. But we think about it as a progression from 1 personal year to 2 personal year, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then we are complete. We have completed the cycle, and we start a new one. So with your numbers, so Gala, I think you have personal. Okay, you have 2 personal year. That means that the last year was 1 year. So it's good to think about the year before, how you experienced it, and then what's going to happen next, so we can prepare and look at this continuously. So let's look at year 1. It's the year of new beginnings, making some choices, some decisions, and being independent, experimenting with different ideas. In year number 1, we can start so many different projects, and we actually have strengths for it. We need to use that strength, and it's given in that year. We actually have more energy, more strength to start these new projects, because it's intended for that. So it's it's a really active year, and it's supposed to be that way. We are not tired in this year. We are never going to be tired of trying new things. And it's a good idea in this year to set long-term goals for the next 9 years. Chat. Somebody has a question? Mm-hmm. Good. Usually, I want to say something else. Usually, we are naturally connected to this because intuitively we feel it. Okay, now it seems like I start everything from scratch, or of course we are never starting from scratch, but it's almost like starting a new life every first year. So it's a sub period of our life. It's a long period, 9 years, if you think about that. So great. So Gala just said, if you cannot see it, Gala just said, I definitely set a very long-term goal. So another thing about number year is that what we started there has a chance to develop. So not everything that we started in year 1 will develop, just because this is the year of experimentation, and we start a lot of things during that year. So eventually we will have to choose what we want to grow, but one or two or three things from this year are going to grow and are going to develop to fruition if we choose to pursue it, of course. So that's a very strong year, strong beginning. And we need to be strong. The downside or the way, if someone is not following this or is not able, doesn't have courage to go for this and to start something new, now they have lost this timing, and the year 2 is going to be quieter. It's not the year of starting something completely new. It's a year of nurturing what we started in year 1, and just gestation. So that's the year of nurturing, gestation, cooperation with others, building the network that we would need, a supportive network of friends who are going to support us and be our friends and be our fans, basically. And we are waiting for results to come up. So seeds have been planted in year 1, and now we are waiting for the first sprouts to come out. It's a year for saving energy and actually learning what is good, right, for my energy, what is good for me. Self-care as well. It's a good year for thinking about self-care, nurturing your project or your interest, and being efficient, connecting with others, looking what others are doing. So if you have started a new project, could be a new business, then looking at what other businesses are doing basically right now, cooperating with others. And the best verb for this year would be to respond. So look at what life is presenting, what connections are there, and responding intuitively, feeling how I'm feeling, is it right for me, and responding. So less initiation than in year 1 and more response into the environment. Communication is very important for this year. So you might have new friends. You're in year 1, that's Gala. So new friendships and new contacts are really good. Diplomacy is here, so it's not a good year to really push. It's a good year to be diplomatic, because otherwise if we continue on the same vibe as year 1, this is not going to work here, because here it's more going with the flow more and being diplomatic. So then year 3, Gala is going to start year 3, and for Diane, you finished year 3 in the previous year. So year 3 is really shining your light and self-expression, sharing whatever direction you decided to pursue. Now you're ready to share, because now you have nurtured it in year 2, and you're ready to celebrate that talent or shine your light. So in this year, it's usually a joyful, happy year with a lot of new opportunities to present yourself to the world. So it means if you look at the little plant that we are growing, now the plant has come out. It's like a flower just bloomed, and everyone is admiring that flower. So in year number 3, we can have some pleasant surprises, some it's very joyful year with a lot of interaction, social interactions. And this in year 2, it's more one-on-one relationships building. Here, this is like building a relationship with groups of people when you are the one that everyone is looking at, and you're presenting that information, or you're just sharing what you're passionate about. Year number 3 is very inspiring to others, and you're openly speaking of what is important for you. So there could be travel, that very dynamic year, new opportunities, a lot of fun. Receiving some gifts is common. It could be financial rewards, and these are basically the rewards if we have grown what we started. Now it's the year to receive some first rewards. If we are moving in the right direction, consistent with our life purpose in general. So then, this is a very, very light. Humor is important, communication, as I said. So then we are coming to year number 4. And Diane has number 4 personal year, and Anastasia, whoever you have chosen, they are in number 4 year. So 4 is very important for 3. So 3 can be sharing your talents, really doing different things. This is very, there could be still several interests here. But in 4 year, we're choosing what we want to focus on next. So, because to really become a masterful person, an expert in something, somebody who is recognized by others and who will inspire others, we need to have some structure. So we need consistent effort. So 4 is all about consistency and systems and structures, consistent work and commitment to 1 or 2 or at most 3 different interests. Until we reach that point, we can have many options or many directions in life. In year 4, we need to choose exactly what to do, what we want to focus our energy, and making a commitment to 1 or 2, 3, not more than 3 different directions. Because really, if you want to develop something seriously, we need to make choices. And it's a shift from this year 3, where everything goes, everybody loves us, and we have several different interests. Here we need to say, okay, I'm choosing this, and I'm going to put all my effort into it. If we do this, in year 4, we will see the first practical results of what we are doing, and some recognition. So it teaches us how to put in consistent effort towards a practical goal. So that is all about perseverance, hard work, consistency. It's also rewarding. So it is hard work in year, but it is rewarding at the end because you see some tangible results usually. It's a good idea to take care of your body physically, health, and of your home environment, so that you are stable here in this world and you created the foundation to work, to continue and growing in the direction that you have chosen. So very stable and grounded year with consistent work. And so when we did this, if we did this, then we have an opportunity to make the next leap. And 5 is the year of change. There will be opportunities in year 5. So that's going to be the next year for Diane and for Anastasia, for your person that you have chosen. Next year will be the year of opportunity for change. And 5 is a very dynamic year where communication is important. So if we think about the progression, now we have put in consistent work in whatever interest or line of work we have selected. Taking a business as an example, 5 could be advertising, spreading the word, promotion, and speaking about it in different forms. And this is a year to scale that business that started to produce results here. And then now it's the time to expand. In terms of personal growth, that's an expansion. So it's an opportunity to grow really fast. And it's also could be an opportunity to do the opposite, and not basically, if we don't take an opportunity to go up, we stay on the same level, or we could also go down. So 5, because of that, 5 can be very dynamic with the possibility of growing fast or not growing again. So we need to be adaptable to the environment. And then, so we are adaptable in response to changes from the outside. So there will be a lot of changes on the outside in year 5. Year 5 is also consistent with with moving, physically moving, because it is about learning how to be adaptable and staying true to ourselves. So in any system, numerology system, 5 is in the center, and that's our heart. That's connection with our heart. in that year, we need to stay strong and stay true to who we are, regardless of what happens. So even if we physically move, if we change jobs, if we change, if our relationships change, this is a year of big changes. But at the same time, regardless of what happens on the in the world, in the outside world, inside we need to remember what we have made commitment to. We have chosen already our direction, and now we want to. Basically, it's like we need to prove that we are true to that direction, and to the growth in this area. We can change our mind too, and we can say that, okay, now I'm going to change it a little bit. So 5 in this way is like year 1, because we can still start something completely new in year 5. For Anastasia, she says, this was last year for me and it was intense. So much was going on. For example, I planned not to travel, but ended up going to a lot of old and new places due to circumstances that were out of my control. So it's very common for people to say that there are these circumstances that change so fast. It's hard to keep track. It could bring a lot of chaos if we don't know what the purpose is. The purpose here is to stay true to what you are, basically, to your authentic expression. And then it doesn't matter where you are still yourself. It usually personal year 5 is really dynamic. It can be chaotic if we don't have a good stability system here. So we can have longer cycles with 5, and I have experience of that. A longer cycle with a 5 challenge, and it was a period of time when I investigated so many different interests, and I actually didn't know where I'm going with it. I was just following. It's important to follow your inner guidance during this period, and it will always bring you to the result, and we need to have trust. So we need to have trust. So this period of adaptability and staying true to who you are amidst this change would be the next year for Diane. So year 5, remember, this is a year of big opportunity. So there is a choice that has to be made, and when this choice is made to be true to who we are and to grow, then we go to year number 6. For Diane, you're a person whom you are looking at, the second person, they are in year 6. Anastasia, you're in year 6 now. So this year is about home, environment, and your community of close people. It's a year of nurturing and year of developing your vision further. It's a year, basically, we have come to this point, and now we are looking back and reflecting, how can I improve this whole process even further? So I would add here the word mastery. We are becoming masters, and masters, they know how to improve things. So improving everything in your home or business environment, or personal life as well. In every book on numerology, you will read that in year 6, it's a year of taking responsibility, taking responsibility and taking care of others in your family. So basically, literally, taking care of someone else who needs your help. This is true, but not necessarily just taking care of people. This is taking care of your entire life and taking control of your life and seeing this big vision for your life. That means that I know what's going on right in my life, and I know how to make it even better. And there is a big focus here on making it even better and on finding balance. Balance between taking care of my needs versus other people's needs. And it's an internal process of deciding, I have that much time to spend with others, and I need to have some harmony and balance. These words, balance and harmony, are key for number 6. But this is a very loving, nurturing energy. And the main focus will be on close people and on family in this year 6. Very often in year 6, a person somehow ends up taking care of other people because maybe because of physical, because of illness, or because there are small children, or somebody lost the job, and financially we start helping someone, or the community. So it's a very nurturing and loving number. With 6 vibration, we want to take care of everyone and give love to everyone. But it's important to be balanced. Balance is here because we can go overboard and just forget about ourselves and take care of others to the detriment of ourselves. So balance is going to be important. 7 is going to be the next year for you, Anastasia, and Diane, for the person that you're looking, whom you have selected. They will be in year 7 next. So 7 is probably the most challenging year in our society, I mean in the US or in the Western world, because 7 is a slow year for reflection. It's a year to slow down and look back at the last 6 years to see how far we've come. And 7 is the number of deep thinking. So it will bring up some questions that are important. And these are the questions that you cannot just say, okay, just now, I'm not going to think about that. These questions will come up and we will want to learn more, maybe take new classes. That's why in these years, people are taking classes, read a lot. They actually meditate, focus on spiritual side. And in general, it's a year to slow down. So if we don't know this, don't have this information, 7 and continue very active lifestyle during 7 personal year, and especially starting something completely new, that might not be a good idea because we don't have energy for that. We have energy right now for different type of activities. So 7 is a year to slow down. It doesn't mean that we need to stop everything that we are doing. It's just the focus is on this. We can keep doing what we are doing, but if our priority is on learning thinking about how far I've come, what went well, what didn't go well, because we are in the 7th year. We have 2 more years until the end of the 9-year cycle. So it's a good opportunity if we figure out what went, what we would like to improve. We can still improve it in year 8, because each 9-year cycle has its own lessons. And Anastasia writes, I'm glad I know this because I don't remember how to slow down. Yeah, that's right. Some people, actually it's going to be difficult for certain type of people to slow down, and it will be naturally just a slower year. So if you're ready for it, you can still do what you are doing, but reflect on your life, basically, with the intention to get to year 1 and get to year 8 now, 8 personal year, and then in 8 personal year, it's one of those years when it's so fast, changes happen really fast, and we see it's a very special year because by the results that we see in this year, we know if we are aligned to our life purpose or not. So the results that are financial results as well as other circumstances, if these results are showing you, so if the results are good, that means you're going in the right direction. If the results are not showing up, that's just a reason for course correction. So 8 is like the last chance to course correct before we get to year 9. We get recognition and financial rewards here. Of course, if we are moving in the right direction, we will see that. But if we don't go in the right direction and we didn't use this year to just reflect, slow down, and adjust any of our thinking or any of our processes, if it's needed, then here we will see the signs of it. So our life will help us. Life always helps us to course correct if we need it. So just pay attention what happens in year 8. And it's a year to take charge, to take leadership of your life. We also feel very strong in this year. It's a year of abundance, material results. It can also be it can also be years when people are getting a lot of money, also losing a lot of money. Just for that reason, because it's the quality of that year that results are showing up exactly in response to how we act and how we acted in this whole life cycle. So basically the results for the entire 7 years, not just for this 1 year. So it's an important year, and it gives us a feedback. And finally, we get to year 9. So do we have anyone? Gala, the person that you're looking at as an example, that person is in year 9. Very important year. It's a year of ending a big cycle. So it's like they're taking stock of what happened, and there could be some opportunity to finish, actually many opportunities to finish many projects. So it could be that actually very literally we finish and switch jobs, switch relationships. A lot of transition is happening during that year. Preparing for the next cycle, we can already start receiving new ideas. So in year 9, because we know that it's the last year, it's good for that person to start writing down the ideas that comes, because they are coming, it's like the seeds, or we receive these ideas that will become the seeds for the next cycle. Inspiration is important here. So we are preparing for the next cycle and looking forward with this optimistic outlook on life. So in this year, we need to integrate everything that happened in the last 8 years. That's why this year we are doing a lot of internal work during this year, because to end everything smoothly, if we end everything smoothly and finish what we have started, that means that we are freeing the space to start a new cycle. Doesn't mean that we are always changing what we are doing, but after this year, we are taking everything we have an opportunity to take everything to the new level and choose the direction consciously of what we are doing. So we gain wisdom in this year. So in my own experience, I just, in 2016 was my year 9. So I quit my job. 2 of my hard drives at work and at home crashed. So I went through, but for me, year 9 is a significant year. We will talk about what it means. Significant years basically are, so if it's 9 personal year and I have life purpose and life path 9, this is even felt even more and much more. Any year that is the same as your life purpose is felt much more. So I don't know if you know, I think all of you might know your life purpose, right? Diane, do you know yours? Could you type? You cannot type, maybe you can say. I think we calculated yours as well.
Yeah, mine is a 5.
5. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here.
Mm-hmm. So, Gala, yours is 3. I remember, 33. And Anastasia, yours is 11 too. So that means that every year, Gala, for you, when you're in 3rd year, it's a very significant year. So it's going to be the next year for you is going to be year 3. So it's going to be very significant for you, and it's important for you to actually follow this life purpose and share your talents with the world however you can. It's usually through communication. 3 is about communication and teaching. I know you're teaching already, so that's great. And so shine your light, basically. And for Diane, 5 is going to be your next year. So again, it's the same situation. Next year is going to be your significant year. So coming back to my experience, let me show you the next slide about significant years. Personal years with the same vibration as your life path are extra powerful. So for me, I went through this interesting experience on that, specifically on that 9 personal year, because my life purpose is 9. My life path, life purpose, they're the same. I have 9. And so it was a big ending. And around my birthday, it's in July. So around my birthday, about 2 weeks before and 3 weeks after my birthday, so I made a lot of plans. I know that this is my 9th year, and I already started receiving a lot of inspirations. I wrote them down. I was preparing for year 1 and reflecting on the last 9 years. That was the year also when this two computers crashed, and I knew that, okay, I'm releasing everything. I'm releasing my old job in the university, and now I'm devoting myself fully to my practice as a coach, numerologist, and facilitator. So I'm doing this. But then I wasn't prepared that around my birthday I would have all of these thoughts and inspirations completely wiped out. So it was like my mind was clear completely, and I physically just forgot all my plans. And so it was a moment of letting go, but it was very unusual. So it lasted for, it was an experience, physical experience of releasing all my plans, and then new ideas came after my birthday in year 1 already. So around your birthday, that shift is happening. So significant years, it's important to write down that information that, okay, for me, beginning from the next birthday, that significant year will start. So it's important to really do what that life purpose is saying. And so for me, it was important to let go, and it's not easy. Usually our life path is the most difficult thing for us. So you can read about your life path, or you can take my class that is coming up about life. We will start with the life path, and then go into cycles, and we have lessons in each cycle that are important. So, but life path and life purpose, that's the filter that all of our life is filtered through, and we look at life through this. It's like glasses that we are looking through the life through. So look at the next year for Diane and Gala. That's going to be important, significant year. And then Anastasia, it's going to take a while for you until your year 2, because that's your significant year. It's going to take some time, but also you can write down which year it's going to be for you. So you're going to prepare for that significant year. 2019. When you say next year, what does it mean? So I mean that next year, your next birthday starts your next personal year. I should say next personal year. It always starts on our birthday. It's not on the calendar year. So your birthday, whenever it happens, it's going to be the beginning of personal year under the vibration of 3 for you. That's also your life path. It's going to be interesting to see how this year is going to be. So in this year, when there are it's like this is magnified. The vibration of 3 is going to be magnified, and significant years are pushing us or helping us. It doesn't have to push. They're just helping us and propel us on our path faster. So many changes are happening faster. And we just feel what we need to do. And significant people may come into your life that will somehow help you to realize that life purpose. So important meetings. It's really important to see what happens during that year. So when for me that happened in year 9, that was important for me to let go of the old job that wasn't aligned completely with my life purpose. Although nines are always, I mean, it was consistent in terms of teaching, but not what I was teaching. So letting go for 9 is really hard because they tend to hold on for things. So I had to do it. And that year what was helping me to do this. And then there are years that are good for beginnings. These are 1 personal year and 5 personal year. And for Diane, your next year is 5. 5 is a change, basically changing some things and adapting to new situations, staying true to yourself. So that's why 5 is also good for starting something new. And ending year 9 is perfect for endings, of course. It's the last year in the cycle. After this webinar, it's a good idea to reflect on your current personal year. So 4 personal year for Diane, 6 for Anastasia, and 2 for Gala. So you can review. I'm going to, since I'm recording, I'm going to share this webinar, the recording later, and you can review it again. Look at your year right now and think about it. You can even write a few things that you think are true right now for you. Practice with more people, calculate their personal years. And also, we already did, we looked at your significant years. This is very helpful to know because these years are really powerful and a lot of opportunities if you know this information. And if you're interested, I would like to see all of you. I know that Anastasia, I will see you in my class. I know that some of you are thinking about taking the class, so you have all of this information, but this class, I created it, so I had a longer class before that I was teaching, but I decided to focus on life cycles because I like the predictive numerology aspect of it. So this area that looks at life cycles, it's called predictive numerology. It helps with planning or thinking what I'm expecting for the next year, or what am I doing in the next 9 years, because each 9-year cycle has a specific lesson and rewards. These are challenges and pinnacles, and we will talk all about it in week 2 after discussing your life path, life purpose numbers. And then we will go smaller and smaller and look at personal years again. And then in each year, there are also shorter periods with their own color or their own vibration. Each month has its own vibration too. So if you're in year 4 of achieving basically consistent effort, you might have a month where it's actually a very relaxing month. So within that year, there are different periods and different months as well. But the personal year vibration will dominate all of this. It's just slightly, it's like a painting. Our numerology profile is like a painting where there are different colors and they all match. Sometimes they match really beautifully. Sometimes there's more contrast. So that's how I'm looking at it. It's important to look at the big picture, and this class is giving you that big picture. After that, after I took these classes, I learned from teachers, Eastern European teachers, and they really taught from their experience of working with many clients. And then I started to see my own clients and work with each number, feel it, meditate on it, and then it just, numerology opens up when you leave it. So I hope you can join me in this passion, and you will also enjoy learning it. It gives a lot of clarity and helps me make decisions. Now when I make decisions, I think about how it's consistent with my purpose and with my talents, because you will also see your talents that you're bringing from your previous lives. There is another number that describes that really well. And we need to use those talents to realize our life purpose. So there's a lot of potential in this class. I want to thank you for taking this time, taking an hour of your Saturday to be here today. It was great to see you. I want to ask if you have any questions right now. Anything that we talked about or anything at all?
I didn't have any questions. I really liked it. It was useful, especially the number 7 for me.
I know you like it. So Anastasia is my sister, Diane. So I know her really well, and I know that she's a doer. So 7 is not going to be.
4.
You're waiting for it, right?
Yeah. So it was really good to know. Thank you, Tanya.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Tanya.
Thank you, Diane.
Looking forward to next year.
Yeah. So then I'm not going to keep you long, but thank you so much for being here. It's been fun to see you all. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend, and I hope to see you in my class. Bye-bye.